The Tipping Point, referring to Malcolm Gladwell's book, Post 27. Last night I listened to all 3 volumes of The Tipping Point by Gladwell that he narrates on YouTube. A friend of mine asked me to become acquainted with the content. I'm very glad I did listen to Gladwell. I hope you will be able to understand well. Gladwell presents a series of scenarios and he explains how messages spread throughout history, and in the additional notes which he added at the end of his narration, he mentions 2 factors which we have to bear in mind for this time in history, namely word-of-mouth advertising and immunity. If you were to listen to all 3 volumes on YouTube, it will take you about 3 hours. You will understand my very odd summary much better. Throughout the book he mentions many ways in which ideas can spread, and we obviously currently enjoy the privileges the internet and other media devices made available. His additional discussion at the end makes it clear that people have become immune when it comes to the mass media, and he refers to the boring reality emails pose, for example, and that word-of-mouth messages linked to influencers or connectors or mavens are what is needed in this time of polluted media channels. He says that people have become immune or saturated, my word, and we cannot digest all the information we are bombarded with. However, he states that when we are in a normal social environment, interacting with friends and acquaintances, the advice from an expert or maven will motivate us to buy something or to do something. I do not want to speak about buying and selling here. I'm just wondering how the tipping point could be hastened, or perhaps it has already happened, to ensure the protection of our environment or the survival of our planet. The current epidemic has brought us masks and gloves. But how can we recycle or reuse these items once the drama is over? When we walk through the streets, we often see the masks and gloves not in the rubbish bins, but on the ground. How can we influence each other to mind the small things? A few weeks ago, I made a series of 20 collages which I entitled Lockdown and Release. Mankind was locked down and nature could be released. These works are all A3 in size, and it was just my way of trying to process what was happening to the world for my own disturbed self's benefit.